LP like Paul.
Yeah.
Miles College. Yeah.
Them golden bears. MC, 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 MC.
We finna get it in.
MC, 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 MC.
Look here.
Purple over here, gold over there. Yeah, we reppin' Miles College, we them golden bears. Purple over here, gold over there. Yeah, we reppin' Miles College, we them golden bears. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Yeah, gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. We screamin' dirty MC, we talk about not turf. Miles College, we them golden bears. Who we finna play? We don't even care. PMM crank the band up and light the fuse. Not a crowd jumping, oh your team bout to lose. I rep it hard, everybody know. You gon' see me representing that purple and gold. We finna get it in, we finna get a win. Everybody turned up, yeah we on 10. Lord have mercy, making history. You don't wanna run up, I got my clique with me. Purple over here, gold over there. Yeah, we reppin' Miles College, we them golden bears. Purple over here, gold over there. Yeah, we reppin' Miles College, we them golden bears. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt. Gold all in my chain, purple all in my shirt.
Yeah. Okay. This that dirty MC. Miles College. Okay. We all we got. We all we need. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love my HBCU. The dirty MC.
Since 1898, the concept of higher learning for African Americans has thrived and flourished here in the metropolitan Birmingham, Alabama. Miles College is a senior private liberal arts historically black college with roots in the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church that motivates and prepares students to seek knowledge which leads to intellectual and civic empowerment. The Miles College education engages students in rigorous study, scholarly inquiry, and spiritual awareness, enabling graduates to become lifelong learners and responsible citizens who help shape our global society. Through its coursework, community development projects, and philanthropic partnerships, Miles College students graduate with the knowledge and wisdom needed to reach their full potential and thrive in a shifting 21st century landscape. Learn more today about Miles College. To donate, learn more about course information, or to schedule a visit, go to miles.edu.
Afternoon, good day, and hello to everyone streaming with us live. We want to welcome you to our new and returning student campus update. I am sitting here live on campus, and behind me I have a couple of student leaders. How y'all doing today?
Great.
Are you guys excited about the fall semester?
Yes. I'm
So-
definitely excited.
Before we get started, tell us who you are and what you do on campus and your classification.
I am Kaylin Washington. I am a second semester junior majoring in criminal justice, and I currently serve as the junior class president.
Junior class president. All right.
Hi, my name is Lamont Moorhead. I am a junior. My major is business administration and accounting, and I serve as the junior class vice president.
So both of y'all are juniors. So you guys are kind of midway, pushing your way through to senior year, graduation. That's good. So what did y'all do this summer?
We actually did meet up and come up with different activities for our class, which we're excited about for the fall, and working. I attend NASAP Institute, which is for student leaders. So I got a lot of takeaways that I plan to bring to Miles campus. Also, the shirt I have on is an internship program I was awarded through our career services here at Miles College. So I've been a little bit all over the place this summer, but I've been getting into some good trouble, as a lot of people would say.
That's good. So tell us about your internship at Kemper.
So my internship at Kemper has basically been centered around insurance, but they also have been teaching us professional development. So, and also like a little things that's been involved with is like emotional intelligence, how to basically command the room. Something that really stuck out to me was the change model that they showed us, and I plan to show some of my student leaders the same thing as well.
That's cool. That's cool. Listen, Miles College has been pushing forward all summer long. We've just come out of summer school. Our students just got through participating in the World Games that was here in Birmingham for the last few days. And so there's news, exciting things. Oh, let's talk about the CAF. Now, I'm not really supposed to mention it, but we snuck into the CAF today. We've got some new and exciting things coming on campus. But just talk about what you saw in the cafeteria today.
It was different. I know for the returning students, I know we're used to like the boring cab, the everyday lifestyle, but it's different. It's really exciting. Once you walk in the cab, you're gonna see like multiple different changes. Like look at the ceilings, look at the floors.
Total
like,
transformation. Total transformation.
From the floors to the ceilings to the walls, everything. The food, everything is different.
Listen, there's so many changes going on campus right now. And we could talk about that all day, but we want to make sure that you are prepared to come back to Miles, whether you are a new student or returning student, that you come back with everything that you need, that you're validated, that you've paid all your fees. And so with me, we have some campus administrators and campus leaders who is with us. First, we have Dean Charles Stallworth of Student Affairs. We also have with us Ms. Courtney Sankey, who's the Director of Admissions. We also have with us Mr. Andrew Sewell, who is in charge of our health center, Vice President Emily London Jones, who's in charge of financial aid and new student orientation and admissions. We also have our new SGA Vice President, Ms. Kiara Dunlap, with us. And of course, we cannot leave out the Provost and Senior Vice President, Dr. Geraldine A.G. Good afternoon to you all, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule to join us for this campus update for new and returning students.
Good afternoon.
So we're going to go ahead and get started. Good afternoon. We're going to go ahead and get started. And of course, I think we need to start specifically with Dean Charles Stallworth, because as students prepare, as they're packing, there's some things that they need to know about returning to class, returning to campus, especially those who are moving back onto campus. And we know that students will be moving on campus in integrals. I know the athletes and auxiliaries will be coming in first. So kind of talk about that briefly and share some pertinent information that we may need to know.
Well, thank you, Dean Parker. And again, greetings and welcome to Miles College. I can't wait to receive you, like, of course, our illustrious president, President Bobby Knight, and her cabinet, and all of the persons that are here waiting to greet and receive you on campus. Under the Office of Student Affairs, you have housing and residence life, which is one of the biggest areas on campus that deals with making sure that you will be ready to move on campus. As Dean Parker intimated to, you all will be arriving in different intervals. So your coaches for the different athletic programs and as well as the band, choir, and cheer, you have been receiving those dates. But it would be fine for me to repeat those dates. So July 25th, we'll be expecting our athletes. On July 27th, we'll be expecting our band, cheer, and choir. And then on the week after that, we receive more athletes on August 1st. And of course, the general population of new students and both returning students on Thursday, August 4th. So with that said and done, you will also see some changes too within the residence halls. And be mindful that you need to be aware that yes, COVID-19 is still present. We are in an endemic instead of more so a pandemic. So do know that if you have a vaccination card, please bring that. If you have received both vaccinations with either Pfizer or Moderna or Johnson and Johnson, any of those, make sure that you are vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, we'll be able to offer those services. Also, come with a negative PCR test result within 72 hours of your arrival date. So if you are coming on the 27th of July, your test must not predate July 24th, or it will not be a valid, clear test result that our health center, under the auspices of Mr. Andrew Sewell, excuse me, will be able to help you with under the supervision of our practitioners and our doctors. So that's one thing. If you're bringing some items onto campus, you can bring literally everything except no hot plates, no candles, no deep fryers. Just bring your basics. A refrigerator, microwave, those are fine. No toasters. We want to make sure that you have a safe environment here on the campus. Just a few improvements that have been happening on the campus. Three of the dorms have received some new furniture. One dorm in its entirety, Stewart Reddick Hall. So if you're in Stewart Reddick Hall, be prepared to have new floors, new furniture, new mattresses, the whole 9 yards. We're here to service you in the area of student affairs under the auspices of course, the entire college. And so with housing and residence life, we're going to be ready. A couple of other things that you need to know, and I'll be out the way, and I'm not going to steal the thunder of Miss Emily London Jones, but make sure you are that prepared student before you arrive. She will go more in depth with that in reference to your financial aid and FAFSA. But if you haven't paid your $100 reservation fee if you're a returning student, or $150 if you're a new student, do so. But I have to give you all congrats, because new students and returning students have been doing their due diligence on that. So thank you so much for being the prepared student. And I'll just answer any other questions along the way, Dean Parker. But
absolutely. Feel free to reply in the chat section. We will share some of those overall questions that most students will have later on in our forum today. But please feel free, any of you all, to jump into the comment section to answer any questions that the students may have. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Next, I want to turn this over to Mrs. Courtney Sankey, the Director of Admissions. They are really doing an excellent job at preparing for our new students to come to Miles College. So, Mrs. Sankey, will you please share with us briefly any information or updates that you may have for new students?
Absolutely. Thank you, Dean Parker. First of all, I want to say welcome back to all of the returning students and welcome home to the new students. We are so excited to welcome our new students to campus on August 4th. Our new students will move in on Thursday, August 4th at 9 a.m. You'll kick your day off with testing or turning in your testing results, as Dean Stallworth has mentioned. And then you'll come on down to Pearson, where you had your Miles Bound Day, to get your ID and be able to prepare to move into the dorm. So again, August 4th is your move-in day. If you are auxiliary member, your coach or your director has given you your move-in day. So follow those directives as it relates to what day you move in. And we're asking all new students to be here on August 4th at 9 o'clock a.m. We have orientation kicking off at 12 noon. Doing orientation, you'll learn more about the campus. We're having an amazing time. I can't wait to reveal all the things we have planned for you. We have some things planned for the parents on August 4th. So parents, please make preparations to stay around. We'll have a parent panel where you'll meet some of the leaders, including this group and a few others that'll answer your questions. And then we'll have a parent farewell reception with a live band and all those great things just for the parents. And we'll have people coming over from the campus to meet you and just just answer whatever questions you may have during that time. So parents, please make plans to stick around on the 4th. But we're excited about orientation. Our theme this year is Family Matters. So we're using that theme this year
It's
for
air condition.
all of that, all of that. So we're excited. We're excited about everything. And if you have questions, of course, the office is open and available to receive your questions. You can email us at admissions with an S at miles.edu. You can call us at 205-929-1656. If you're not in the ZME app, I encourage you to join the ZME app. The link is at the bottom of all of our recruiters' email accounts, the admissions email accounts. Click that link and join our ZME community and meet your class before you come to campus. So we're really excited about August 4th and all the things we have planned.
Thank you. I want to take a pause and just talk about various opportunities. This summer, the World Games came to Birmingham, Alabama. And that was just simply amazing. Literally, the world was right here in our backyard. And with that being said, our students had an opportunity to share in the World Games in so many different capacities. But in a few moments, I want to just highlight the Miles College Choir, who had an opportunity to perform with various artists. But the video that I'm going to show specifically is them performing with Yolanda Adams. But how many of you all had an opportunity to attend the World Games? That's on the. So someone kind of share your experience and how proud you were to see the Miles College family on the world stage.
The World Games was amazing. It was really a once in a lifetime opportunity. You got to meet so many people. And it wasn't a situation where you weren't running into the athletes or the referees or the coaches, just in passing. It was a really great just atmosphere. Everything was friendly. Everybody felt safe. There was so much to do. The music was wonderful. The closing ceremony was amazing. The opening ceremony was amazing. And to see so many people from the Miles College community as a part of the whole 11 days of events, the music, the band, the choir, Mr. Moody leading the stepping in the step team in the closing ceremony. Everything was just absolutely amazing. Like I said, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to be a part. Our drum majors were there. I was shocked. I didn't even know when they came out. I was like, oh my God. So it was really a really great time.
Right.
Absolutely. What about you, Provost AG? You're muted.
It was exciting to see our students to be showcased on a world stage, literally, and that opportunity for the students. And I actually had the joy to be sitting in a box with Congresswoman Terry Sewell, as well as with President Quentin Ross from Alabama State University and our own President Bobby Knight, and to watch the students, all of the HBCUs represented. I think that was a powerful statement of how important HBCUs are to our city, our state, our culture, and our world. And so I thought it was pretty powerful, and it's an activity that I know the students won't soon forget, and that I won't ever forget as well.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to hear from Director of Financial Aid, SGA President, and some more administrators and leaders here on campus. But I just wanted to take a moment to pause and highlight the awesome performance that highlights some of our students that performed in the World Games Choir.
There's no pain Jesus can feel. No, he cannot heal. All things work according to the God's promises and His holy will. So no matter what you're going through, remember God only wants a chance to use you. For the battle is not yours, it belongs to the Lord. There's no sadness Jesus cannot feel, and there is no sorrow He's not willing or able to heal. Remember, when you go through, all things will work. God will make sure that they work so He gets the glory, you get your blessing, you stay in His perfect will. No matter what you are going through, when you stand on His word, He'll use you, yes He will. For the battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. It's the Lord. It's the Lord. Hold your head up high. Don't you cry. For the battle belongs to the Lord. It's the Lord. It's the Lord. Be encouraged to know the battle belongs to the Lord. No matter what you're going through.
So I could go on and on, but I know we've got to get some more information. But it was just good to see our students on the world stage, and we will be highlighting them and sharing more clips of them during the World Games at a later time. But at this time, certainly I want to bring forth our SGA president, Miss Kiara Dunlap. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you? Vice president. She's our vice president, and she's muted.
Yes, I was sorry. I was saying yes, vice president, not president. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, kind of tell us, you guys are kind of moving into your office and position, preparing for this new semester. I know Welcome Week is one of the largest kickoffs that is sponsored by SGA. So, kind of tell us what you guys have planned, kind of how you guys have been sharing. I think Lamont shared that you all had an opportunity to go to the NASAP conference. Just kind of share what you guys are preparing as a student government association organization on campus.
Yes, thank you so much. So, SGA, like you said earlier, they did have opportunity to go to NASAP. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go, but Rico was able to go and just get a lot of really good ideas to bring back to Miles for leadership and just for like better ways to accommodate the campus. We've been working really hard on just events for Welcome Week. We really want to welcome all the new and returning students, like with open arms, and give everyone the opportunity to really know their student government and know the different opportunities that are on campus. We have so many things planned for that first Welcome Week. We have things like organizational fairs so the students can see all of the clubs and organizations that are on campus and how they can get involved. we have just a lot of other like really good bonding opportunities for students just to get to know other students and different classifications and in their own classifications and just learn all about student government and the different opportunities and activities Miles has. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. So, for those who may not know, you are the SGA Vice President. Can you tell us who our SGA President is?
Yes. So our SGA president is Mr. Rico C. He's unfortunately working on his internship right now, but he really wanted to be here today and welcome you guys as well. But he sent me, so yeah.
It's fortunate that he has an internship.
Miss
Yeah.
Dunlap, you're doing your job as a vice president when
Thank
you
you.
sit in, when the president is doing his duty at an
Yeah.
internship this summer. So
Yeah.
everybody's in position, including you.
Yes.
And thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
working my internship too. It's just virtual, so I had, I'm doing both. But
Tell us about your internship. Where are you this summer?
so I'm actually interning with FedEx Freight. It's one of their opco companies. Yeah.
That's really Dr. AG got so excited her screen went out.
Right.
I'm hitting all kind of buttons. That is pretty incredible, and I'm sure the president will be very excited to hear about your experience. She traveled freight to New York to
Yeah.
ring the bell, and that started this partnership. And you are the manifestation of that. We
Yeah.
cannot wait to hear more about it.
Yeah, it's been a really amazing opportunity. I have working with like a great team over at FedEx and just learning about the company as a whole. It's a really great company and organization. It's been a great summer. I'm sad to be leaving soon.
Oh, but that's a perfect segue to encourage people. You may be thinking about college. We encourage you right now. It is not too late for you to enroll at Miles. Give us a call right now, 929-1000, and press number 1. You'll be sent over to the admissions office. And if you just want to visit us on the web, you can visit our website at www.miles.edu. It's not too late to further your education, and this is the place to do it right here at the home of Southern Beauty. Thank you so much, Kiara. We're going to keep this thing rolling. Questions are coming in. I'm going to encourage you leaders and administrators who are joining us right now to answer those questions directly if you want to as they come in, or we'll wait and or do both at the end. At this time, I want to talk about money. You got to have money to go to school, whether it's scholarship, financial aid, or the combination of both. And I just want to bring at this time our vice president, and she is over financial aid as well as admissions. We're going to talk about specifically financial aid, Miss Emily London Jones. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome home and welcome back. It is indeed a pleasure to be able to speak to all of you this afternoon. But what I'm going to address to you today is a few very important pointers. I know you've heard about all the exciting things that's happening here on Miles, but in order to continue to be successful in things that we need to do here as Miles, we have to make sure we follow requirements in order to be a student here at Miles. And so I'm going to share with you a couple of reminders. And one of the most important reminders to ensure that you must file your 22-23 FAFSA. It is very important that you do that. That's where the money comes from. So, and especially those students that are scholarship recipients, in order for your funds to credit to your account, one of the requirements of your scholarship is to file a FAFSA. Now, for those students that have not filed the FAFSA and planning to attend Miles on a scheduled time, meaning the auxiliaries of these early dates, if you have not filed a FAFSA, it's not too late, but however, it's too late to have an award for the date that you're scheduled to attend, which is Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, because it takes a certain period of time for that information to come in. So if you've not filed it, please still do so, but please also reach out to the business office in order to complete a payment plan with them so that you can be able to come on campus and be able to get into your classes. The most important thing that I want to talk to you about today is those students, if you have filed your FAFSA, it's in reference to attending class. And why I say that is because attendance verification is a requirement in order for us to credit the funds to your student account. And so in order to do that, you must attend. So Miles is not an institution that's required to take attendance, but we do attendance verification. The first 3 weeks is very crucial that you attend your classes so that your funds can credit to your account. And that's the reason that's how we identify that you're enrolled in school and that your funds are applied, and it reduced the balance that you would owe to the institution. It could possibly even zero the balance out where you don't have to worry about any type of financial responsibilities. So please make sure that you do that. The other most important thing that I really want to share with you today is, it's been a hot topic throughout the campus the entire summer, is satisfactory academic progress. What in the world is satisfactory academic progress? That's talking about grades and completing your hours that you're attending in the institution. My thing is, I always tell students, don't get zapped by SAP. And what is meant by that is that you have to maintain a certain GPA in order to continue to receive federal financial aid. I know some students may have received that information. Information is also on the website. But if you are enrolled in courses and you must complete a certain number of hours at 67% ratio in order to maintain your financial aid. And I've shared with many of the students, incoming students that have done the miles bound with their families, that if your hours are attempted from 1 to 29, you must complete 67% of those hours and have at least a 1.60 GPA in order to maintain your eligibility for your first year in school. Your second year is 30 to 59 hours with a 1.8, but completing 60%. 30 to 59 hours and 60 and above, 60 and above, you must have at least a 2.0 GPA. Now, we know success is here, so we know we're going to have our GPAs will be much greater than that. But I needed to share that information with you because it's very important that you meet those expectations and requirements in order to continue to receive Title IV aid. Now, what happens if you do not, you're not successful with that and you don't do that? Several things could take place. One is if you have messed up 3 consecutive semesters, you're on suspension. That means you have to sit out. That means you have to go through another process. And that's why we have the provost here too on our Zoom today to even talk about our academic recovery plan. But we don't want that to happen. We want to have a plan. We want to be a successful plan to continue for you to matriculate. But there are other things. You can fall into warning. You can fall into probation, where you have to do an appeal in order to be considered to come back. Now, if that happens, then you have to have supporting documentations because you have to have extenuating circumstances for us to even reconsider you to be eligible for Title IV aid. These are the type of situations we don't want you to get into. So we want you to make sure that you use the resources that we have here on Miles College. So it's important that you stay in touch with your faculty, your professors, make sure you go through the tutoring programs. There are many opportunities of support on Miles College campus that you have to take advantage so that you do not get into those situations. But again, I'll remind you to please file your FAFSAs if you're under verification. The 29th of July is the priority date to have it done if you anticipate on having, I should say, an award prior to August the 4th. Should you have any questions, please either email the financial aid office at findaid@miles.edu or call us at area code 205-929-1665.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you so much. That was so important. And again, students, those of you who are online, if you still have further questions, please call us on campus. We're going to continue to post emails and phone numbers. Call us, email us, text us. We want to make sure that you have everything that you need so that this semester kicks off successfully. At this time, I want to bring Senior Vice President, Provost, Dr. grant writer par excellence, Geraldine A.G., who will share about things that is happening on the academic side. Dr. A.G., how are you?
I'm well, and thank you for having me on this event. So for students, it's so important for us to let you know that in this with you, okay? So no matter what situation you find yourself in, whether you're a brand new student, first time, freshman, or you're a senior, that did the same thing that the class of 22 did, which is to walk across that stage. We are here with you to help you to be successful. But here are the keys to being successful this year and going forward. We need to focus on excellence, not just doing what we can do or what we should do or what we can even get away with, right? We want to do our absolute best. And our best starts by doing the easy things. The first easy thing that I want every student to do is to focus on showing up. showing up for your life. That includes going to class. Our first 2 weeks of the semester, we're going to treat that first 2 weeks like we normally treat that last 2 weeks. Everything that we want to do and do well in our semester, that's how we're going to start. We're going to go to class. We're going to communicate with our professors. We're going to encourage our friends and our fellow classmates to go to class with us. COVID hit us really hard, and it made a lot of us feel isolated and alone. But you are not alone when it comes to creating the academic life that you want, which is to have the best grades, to graduate on time, and to move into these amazing internships that you just heard Ms. Dunlap talk about with FedEx Freight, or what you heard when he talked about Kemper, or when people graduate and go on to their careers and have their dreams come true. On the way to that, we have several students that need our assistance, and we're here to do that. We have an academic recovery plan for students who have unsatisfactory grades, found themselves in academic jeopardy. And that doesn't mean that a student has to have a certain GPA or that they have to have the qualifications that the vice president talked about from enrollment management. That can also mean a student like myself. When I was in college, I was on a full ride scholarship. I pledged a sorority. I was an editor of a newspaper. I was in fashion shows and did all of these things, and I lost track of my goals. An academic recovery plan can help you get on track and meet your goals, whether you have classwork you need to complete, whether you need to look at what classes you need to take, whether you need to be honest with yourself about what major is really best for me at this time. So in order to get more information about the academic recovery plan, please reach out to my office at provost@miles.edu or call 205-925-530. To let you know that we are here for you. We're going to have tutoring services coming up. We're going to have academic success coaches. We're even going to have students that can show you how to log into your iPad and use it for its best use academically. We're here for you. We want to see you succeed, and we're going to make sure that this next year that there's no bear left behind. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost AG. I know you have to leave, and so we will forward any academic questions to you and your staff.
That's right. And then in my absence, Dean Stallworth, if he can answer anything that he knows to answer, and make sure you route people my way. So on behalf of our 6 division chairs, our over 100 esteemed faculty and adjuncts that represent 30 different majors, we are proud of you. We can't wait for you to come back on the yard. And we're going to be working with students to do a student, what did we talk about earlier today with Vice President of junior class, student assemblies, academic success sessions, and you really, really, really don't want to miss what we have to offer you academically and personally when you come back on the yard. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Lastly, we want to talk about our health center services, and more specifically, as COVID numbers begin to increase, we at the college are positioning ourselves to make sure that your return is safe and that we maintain healthy students. And so at this time, we just want to bring forth Mr. Andrew Sewell, who's going to give us any COVID updates as well as general information about our health center.
Hi, thank you. First of all, thank you, Dean Stallworth. Did an excellent job of covering what's going on. For your safety and the campus safety, we are going to require that all students come back are going to wear masks. Those masks are worn indoors, and we are constantly monitoring the situation. We're in talks with the health department and CDC regulations. So those will change, but for your safety, we want you to make sure you wear a mask when you come back to campus inside. Also, one of their guidelines that they're saying to help cut down on this is if you haven't had your booster and you're eligible for your booster, go ahead and let's get your booster. If not, when you come in, we're going to ask you a question and try to schedule an event that will allow you to get your booster. Make sure you bring your cards, upload your cards. Also, if you come in, make sure that if you've already had a test, like Dean Star Wars said, it's 72 hours prior, make sure you bring that. It'll make your process a little quicker and make it go faster. But thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing all y'all back on campus.
Thank you. Thank you. Could you and or Dean Starworth kind of talk about the testing dates? I know that students will be coming in waves. And so if Dean Starworth, you kind of talk about that first group of students, athletes, auxiliaries, et cetera, those testing dates, new students as they come in, those testing dates, where to go. Know, you know, where do we start when we come on campus?
Most definitely. Thank you, Dean Parker. And if I, of course, miss anything, Mr. Sewell, Ms. Sankey, please chime in. But in reference to your first arrival date, which will be, as Ms. Sankey acclimated, for the arrival of our football and volleyball players on Monday, July 25th. Testing will be in our Knox Wyndham Gymnasium, which is outside of the main fencing of the campus. Therefore, after you finish your testing and receive a clear result, or have, as what Mr. Sewell just mentioned, your clear or negative result for a PCR test within 72 hours. So as mentioned, if you are arriving on the 25th, which is Monday, your test should not predate July 22nd so that you can remain in compliance with the 72-hour parameter or the 72-hour time frame. At that point, you will have your vaccinated card, or one vaccination. If you've had one vaccination, we offer the service to sign you up to get your second vaccination. That's one thing too that Mr. Sewell would say as well in support. If you have been fully vaccinated, then of course, as he's acclimating, you are encouraged to get your booster, because it will otherwise prevent you, or highly prevent you, from contracting any of these variants, or make you more, strong. It's going to boost that immune system of yours. So in reference to, after you leave the gymnasium and you've received your armbands, will be provided to mark you as clear or tested negative. That is the terminology that the college has adopted, not clear and clear, which basically means negative or positive and everything. In retrospect to that, you will then traverse and come down to Pearson Hall, where all of your needs in reference to checking into the campus will take place. And I know
You said we would do what now? We will
traverse.
Traverse. To walk or to gate, to strut nicely down down to the Pearson Hall. Don't call me out like that, Dean Parker. But anyway, I'm just kidding. But when you get to Pearson Hall, those staff, the great admissions counselors and specialists, will be there to receive you and walk you through your next step, which is basically getting you effectively on campus to just move in. And if you've already experienced our Miles Balance days, and I'm not going to take Ms. Sankey's thunder, you are basically 80% done. All you have to do is arrive to campus with your negative test result and or test. And then once you receive your ID, you're moving into campus, into your respective and reserved residence hall and domicile, so that you can just, begin to move in your stuff, go to Walmart and all that great stuff, get any last minute items, because at 12 o'clock, orientation will begin, and you'll want to be there under the auspices of Ms. Sankey and her orientation team.
Thank you. Ms. Sankey,
That's a great job.
Thank you both. Thank you. Ms. Sankey, can you kind of reiterate any check-in procedures for the new students? I know everyone who comes on campus will start with testing and clearance at the gym. Do not go to the dorms. Don't go to the welcome center.
Straight to the gym.
Don't go to the band room. Don't go to the football field. Before you check in, you need to start at the top of the hill at the gymnasium.
Absolutely. So Dean Stallworth really covered it all. All students, that's new and returning students, will begin in the gymnasium. The students will not have access to Pearson Hall without that clearance wristband from the testing center. So that group of, or that the staff members that are working the testing center will give the student a wristband, and that will give them access to Pearson. Once they enter into Pearson, if they are clear, meaning they have a schedule, they have been cleared through financial financial aid, they've been cleared through the business office, and they will receive a second wristband that will allow them access to housing, student IDs for new students and returning students if they need to purchase a new ID, along with some of the organizations that will have tables. We'll have voter registration there. Dr. Taylor will be there to share resources that the campus is offering to students. Trio will be there. Career Services will be there just to kind of welcome everybody back. So the gym is everyone's starting point. And as I mentioned before, new students are to arrive at 9 o'clock. There is not a 9 to 5 or a 9 to 12. All new students should report to the gym at 9 a.m. on the dot, because we start new student orientation on the 4th at noon. And so we don't want anybody to miss anything that we have planned during new student orientation.
Great.
So 9 a.m. is the arrival time for new students. Transcripts for new students, that's transfer or returning students, meaning students who have not submitted their official high school transcript. They are due on August 4th. So you can submit those as you enter into Pearson. Some of the admission staff will be there to submit those transcripts. If you're having issues with submitting your transcript, bring your diploma with you on August 4th. We will need to take a picture and make a copy of it on that day. So bring your actual diploma with you. We'll make a copy, take a picture of it so it can be submitted, so you can be cleared and there are no holdups as it relates to check-in. So please bring your transcript. If you are picking up your transcript from your high school, it will come in a sealed envelope. Do not open that envelope. That envelope has to be opened by a college official. So please be sure to bring those documents with you so you can make it easily through the process.
1 second. Thank you, Ms. Sankey. We have with us Mr. Leon Moody, the Director of Student Activities, who just joined us, and I want to give him an opportunity to share. And y'all say hello to the Dean of Freshman Studies, Dr. Gloria Hayes. She's with us.
Hey, Dr. Hayes.
Hi there. Hi there. So glad to see you all.
Mr. Moody, how you doing, man?
Great. What about yourselves? Y'all doing all right?
Doing well, doing well. I tell you, you're the backbone in many cases of a lot of ongoings as relates to student activities and student affairs. And so we want to give you an opportunity to share the information or updates that you may have for our students, new and returning, as they prepare to come to the home of Southern Beauty.
Absolutely. So we know that once you guys have finished with orientation, Mrs. Sankey and the admissions team, they do a nice little handoff at the block party to hand you guys off to student affairs. So we kind of take you into that Saturday, and then of course Sunday is Vesper, and the date that next week we go straight into what is called Welcome Week with our SGA. I don't know if you guys schedule, but I'll give you a tentative schedule of what they kind of created for you guys. Monday, you will meet the SGA in the Royal Court in front of the cafeteria, where you will see, what we call the yard, live in front of the cafeteria. And I don't know if Dean already broke news to you guys about the new cafeteria. So
yeah, Dean Parker broke that news.
Okay, so great. So when I tell you guys they're in there, they're fixing it up right now. Y'all gonna be so excited to come back.
That's good news. I couldn't see.
So just to kind of give
he's back here testifying.
Yeah, right. So yeah, there we go. Hey, hallelujah. When I tell you that it's a great company, I can't wait for you guys to experience it. And that's on Monday. Then there's going to be a nice party as well in and off that Monday. Then Tuesday, you're going to kind of introduce you guys again to academic success team, the counselors, the trio, UNCF, to make sure some of you who kind of didn't get a chance to get any scholarships, you also have that opportunity to do so. Then that night on Tuesday, we're going bowling at Vestavia Bowl. That next day, Wednesday, we'll have an organizational fair to kind of highlight all the organizations that we have on campus, and hopefully, all the incoming freshmen get a chance to get involved, because we know when you guys get involved, you guys tend to have a better experience here at Miles College. Then we'll, that evening, there'll be food trucks that afternoon. That evening we'll have a basketball tournament along with food trucks on our blacktop. That Thursday we'll have a health and wellness where you want to get tested for anything that you want to make sure that you guys are clear of all whatever, so you can get tested in front of the cafeteria. Then later on that night we're going to have a foam party on Alumni Hill, and then Friday we're going to continue the whole hot summer cool down, I guess you can say, with a water balloon fight, slip and slide kickball. If you've never done that before, trust me, it's a lot of fun. And then we're gonna have our alumni cookout along with our Greeks, getting ready to do a nice little event for you guys. So that's just welcome week. It's so many events that we got planned for you guys throughout the entire semester. So I can't wait. Just a highlighted preview of what's to come. And well, you got Madam Vice President right here, so we can talk a little more about what they got for you guys. May have to unmute yourself, Kiera.
Oh yeah, well, I was told not to give it exactly what we were doing that week, but you told them so. I was like, okay, Mr. Moody, if you said it's good, I love it. About the events for Welcome Week. So yeah, that's what we have planned.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, look, if you said it, I love it.
All right, we can't hear you, Dean Parker. If you can unmute
I
yourself.
said, listen, we just excited that everybody's coming back. I said I wasn't supposed to talk about the Cavs, but I did. We're just excited that everybody is. We're shifting. Transformation is taking place. We are really working hard to make sure that the student has exactly what they need to be successful. That's what it's all about. Without the students, there is no us. Without the students, there is no Miles College. And so we are doing our best to make sure that you are successful. Before we close, there are a number of questions coming in. I have one question here. Will academic scholarships, I think this is a question for Emily London Jones, will academic scholarships be applied to our financial aid once we check in?
Yes, it will be applied before you check in. As long as you've completed your FAFSA, keep that in mind now. You have to file your FAFSA for it to post to your account.
Okay. Great. Will the new students receive iPads? I'm going to give that to Dean Stallworth.
Thank you for that question. And that is no, there will not be iPads for the new students. But fortunately, here at Miles College, there are several labs on campus between several buildings, especially our newly renovated Learning Resources Center named after Bishop Kirkendall. It's our LRC, or as our students also affectionately call it, as the library, and also the Academic Success and Student Success Centers. There is at least 80 computers in there, so we will make provisions on any of our academic buildings to ensure that you have a learning device so that you can be academically strong and secure those great academic foundations.
Great, thank you. Next question. What time does the move-in process end? We know that there's a beginning time, but there's some students who are saying that they may need to come in a little later, maybe a day after. What is the time and flexibility with that?
So definitely there is a hard time, but of course, as long as that student has done their due diligence to communicate that with housing so that we can prepare for them, but no student needs to check in after 5 p.m. That is our usual time of when our official dorm directors can make sure that you are placed in and logged into the system. But if you are coming from a long way, as of course we have some of our Californian students from Detroit, New York, wherever you may come, as long as you communicate that to our housing director, we can make those provisions to make sure that we can prepare to receive you.
Thank you. All right, let's see, what else do we have? If I'm in an auxiliary and I cannot move in or come until a day after they're supposed to be here, the question is it okay to still come and check in?
Most definitely, and just communicate that with your auxiliary director, coach, or staff member so that they will know. But as long as you've done your due diligence with your FAFSA, your registered schedule, and your $150 new student fee or $100 reservation fee, housing will have no problem. But you might need to take that up with your coach or director, who will be wondering why you're not coming on the assigned date.
All right. Miss Emily London Jones, she wants to share one thing before we leave. We've got 1 minute left. I promised you 1 hour.
Yes, I just would like to share with you, if you do not have enough of financial aid or any other resources, please reach out to the business office to set up a payment plan. It's very important that you do that prior to, so that you'll be validated at the end, or cleared, I should say, in order to be able to get into housing and or to be able to do other things that you need to do as reference to taking an ID card and things of that nature.
Thank you. Last question. Well, two last questions before we get out of here. Dean Starworth and Mr. Sewell. Can our COVID test be rapid, or does it have to be a PCR if you're deciding to take your test prior to returning to campus?
It would need to be a PCR.
Okay.
And for those, that's not the take-home test.
Correct.
Okay. So, yeah.
Also, I noticed a question, Dean Parker, about the times for the health center.
Yes.
And as of now, but like I said, we're, like Dean Parker says, and Dean Starworth, we're doing a lot of changes for the fall. So a lot of things will be rolled out once you get here. But as of now, it's from 9 till 4, and we're located in Bell Hall. And on Fridays, it's 9 to 12.
Yes, sir. Thank you all. As we prepare to close, students ask the question all the time, how can I apply for scholarships? Where are scholarships? One of the main places, new, returning, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, one of the best websites, opportunities that you could go to is uncf.org. You need to go there right now. Before school starts, go ahead, log in, create an account, make a profile. There are so many scholarship opportunities that come through the United Negro College Fund that is bizarre. And we want to make sure that you take advantage of those. So you may say, well, I've got financial aid. No, you want to get a scholarship to help offset that financial aid. Well, I'm on a full ride. Well, you may have other issues that may arise that a scholarship can help offset. Go ahead and do this right now. As soon as this live is over, go to uncf.org, make a profile, and get it started. Also, Handshake. Go ahead and create your Handshake account. Our Director of Career Services, she was going to be with us today, Ms. Ebony Horn, is encouraging you all to go ahead and create that. Why is that important? Job opportunities, internships. People are looking at Handshake for students who are coming out of college as a means to placing them in the job force. So go ahead and do those two things. Again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, give us a call, reach out to us. We're here to help. As we prepare to close, we're going to end by asking you these questions that has been around for many years. Why are you here at Miles College? What is your purpose? What are your goals? And what do you hope to accomplish? I'm Dean Leon Parker, Dean of Student Life Engagement and Chapel. We say thank you and we love you. Be safe, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall at Miles College. Take care, everybody.
Since 1898, the concept of higher learning for African Americans has thrived and flourished here in the metropolitan Birmingham, Alabama. Miles College is a senior private liberal arts historically black college with roots in the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church that motivates and prepares students to seek knowledge which leads to intellectual and civic empowerment. The Miles College education engages students in rigorous study, scholarly inquiry, and spiritual awareness, enabling graduates to become lifelong learners and responsible citizens who help shape our global society. Through its coursework, community development projects, and philanthropic partnerships, Miles College students graduate with the knowledge and wisdom needed to reach their full potential and thrive in a shifting 21st century landscape. Learn more today about Miles College. To donate, learn more about course information, or to schedule a visit, go to miles.edu